Hello, old friend. It's me. You? Tower of Blue. The One Chunk Iron Man account that began its journey right here at the Tower of Life. Locked to a 64 by 64 tile area of Gielinor before I get randomly assigned a new chunk. Best in slot items, skill capes, and even pets all have to be acquired to complete the chunk. But there's a twist. We have a simple blocking system. Essentially, we can block any NPC, object, or item in the game, making it inaccessible to us. The benefit of this is obviously that it might prevent us from having to do an absolutely killer grind, for now. The downside is that whatever we choose to block will remain unusable, which could harm us down the line if we don't choose carefully. We can choose to unblock something whenever we want. However, in doing so, we'll be reactivating whatever task was postponed. There's no getting out of it. This series is all about planning, theory crafting, decision making, and of course, grinding. So far, we've spent well over 1,000 hours on the account. During this time, we've gained skills using some ridiculous methods, taken on RNG grinds in ways Jagex would never have imagined, and exploited mechanics within the game itself to our advantage. We left off trying to complete the Ardoin Castle chunk. All we had left to do is smith a mithril plate body, requiring 68 smithing, and luckily for you, we're almost done. Well, I think you should be more or less caught up. If you want a more in-depth look at the rules and blocking system, you'll find a link to a Google document in the description. Good luck on your next roll, and see you on the other side. Where am I? I remember something about smithing. How long has it been? I was at Port Khazard. I should probably check there. Something's weird. It's like I know where I am. I spend a long time here, but things are different. Who are these people? Did something change? What do I do? My laptop. I keep track of everything. Everything I do is documented on my laptop. Surely it's all there. It has to all be there. It has to be. This is it. I can't believe it even still works. Everything I've done, everything that I can't remember, it's gotta be on here. Whatever's on this laptop will tell me what I've been doing. There could be anything. New chunks, new grinds. Even worse? I'm nervous. We're in. My laptop, it's all here. Just as I remember it, but some of the icons are different. Episode 10. That's the episode we're on. That must be everything that we've done so far. And Josh.mp4. I don't know what that is. I'm going to leave that one till later. Episode 10. Let's see what we got up to. Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tower of Blue. I'm so glad and so excited to be back, and man, the future looks bright. So let's get into the episode. I'm so excited. 67 smithing, one more to go, and we can make the mithril plate body. At last, the amount of work that has gone into such a somewhat insignificant level. We're so close. We have so many iron arrow tips, but let's keep it going. We're almost there. If Blue has done his math correctly, thankfully I have the help of the tracker in the top left this time. It's not just my maths, but these are the last two iron bars, and the tracker turns yellow. 68 smithing. Like I said, what a grind that was. I mean, smithing is not that easy for a normal Iron Man account, to be honest, but that was ridiculous. You can now make mithril plate bodies. Well, the next clips you're going to see will be the chunk rolling stream, I'm sure, so I'm going to throw it forward to future live blue. So I think the first thing we should do, because we've been waiting for it, right? It's the whole reason we've been here. The first thing we should do is the smithing, I believe. We can do 5 at a time. The work that went into getting these mithril bars, that is all of the mithril ore. Let's do the high alchemy before we forget. Not very exciting, but here it is. Chunk task complete. Right, let's do the smithing then. I'll do the plate body last. Let's start at the bottom. We need a mithril axe. Almost had it on all. It defaulted to all. That's so frustrating. Mithril axe. And last but not least, the plate body. You've completed a hard task. So, high alchemy, we did it. The Ardy task, did it. Oh, we didn't wield a mithril warhammer. Let me quickly wield it for the argument's sake. Ta-da. Right, warhammer done. Mithril plate body done. Full helm done. Plate legs done. Kite shield done. Chain body done. Med helm done. Square shield done. Knife done. Mace done. The Ardy task was to do the plate body, which we just did, and obtain a mithril axe done. Huge axe upgrade, by the way. And the last thing we have to do are the quests. I believe I just have to start the quest. I don't think there's anything else I can do after that. That one is done. Temple of Ikov. What's the reward? Sounds to you. Why can't you get it yourself? I don't know. I don't remember any of these quests. Do you want to start the quest? I do. Get your weight below 0, you can get Boots of Lightness. So I can't do that. And his eel cult is the last thing to do. Right, let's use the poison on the range. Rip dog. Do I have to kill a dog or something? Casually ignored he killed it. I killed the dog? Oh, that was what I was doing? See, this is why I spacebar go burr, right? I don't know. I see bright blue button. I click bright blue button. I just never look at it. All right, we're almost there. What do I have to do? Return or just return? What was the point in coming over here? Oh, I did a wrong valve? Oh my days. What way are you currently turned? It is currently... So this should be correct then. But I don't feel like I changed anything. Oh, thank goodness. We did it. There's only one thing to do. So, Haziel Cult, complete. Sheep Herder up to step 1, complete. Temple of Ikov, complete. Everything. 22 out of 22. It's done, man. If we roll a chunk with a bad grind, we'll have to unblock one of those things. And each of them are like, they're all about 200 to 300 hours. There's good, there's bad. It's a right mix. We have a 8 in 13 chance of being able to roll a new chunk today. Another one. We have a 5 in 13 chance of not being able to roll a new chunk today. The odds are decent. Can I get a countdown in chat? This always goes really well. I will pretend that you guys are doing a really good countdown. And I'm gonna roll. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. That's so sad. That is an F. That is an F. Well, let's have a look at what's going on, okay? Wait, I rolled Ynil? That was one of the worst options out of all of them. I didn't even get a free roll. Wait, Josh.mp4. He must have seen me walking around the chunk. I probably left my laptop logged in, and he's left me a message. Maybe he can help me. Okay, here it is, Josh.mp4. Let's see what he has.
Hello, and welcome to Ynil. I'm Josh, your guide from the Ynil One Chunk Tourism Association. To help you enjoy your stay, here are some fun Ynil facts. Our city is a peaceful, quiet one. Aside from being actively at war with the ogres, of course. Don't mind the bloodstains. Feel free to take advantage of our many amenities such as banks, shopping, evil druids, and our very normal wheat field. This is the Wizards Guild, or is it the Magic Guild? Nobody knows. I hope you weren't planning to buy any runes here. It's quest locked for us chunkers. The average stay in Yanille for a one chunk man is 6 months to 2 years. We hope you have a pleasant stay in Yanille.
Well, that was somewhat less insightful than I was hoping. It's okay, though. We gotta be positive here. Past Blue, he was a beast. He was a grinding machine, and there was a lot of time left in this video. I'm so confident. We must have figured something out. I have faith. I believe. All we can do is just keep watching and see where we ended up. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. So, start at the top, and we'll work down to the savagery after that, okay? 60 cooking to cook a curry. 41 crafting to craft a hard leather shield. 99 magic. Now that sounds bad right off the jump, right? 99 magic? It's a 99. Any 99 really is going to be a long grind, right? That's why it's a 99. But it's even worse because I don't have any access to runes. If you're curious and you're saying to yourself, oh, there's a shop in the Wizards Guild though, you're all good. You cannot access that shop until you complete Hand in the Sand. That is going to be something we block. Now, we can buy Mystic stuff. That's pretty cool. Visit the Hunter shop, no problem. And enter the Magic Guild. Why are the Puro things not coming up? Areas? Oh, you know what? I did do this. I remember. It's all coming back to me. Puro, enable. Ah! You've seen this, right? You've seen the tasks and how bad they look. Are you ready for how bad this is about to look? $75 firemaking, 87 fletching, 89 hunter, 99 magic is obviously still there, 61 ranged, 99 smithing, 82 thieving. Boys, we're cooked. Block the butterfly net to save yourself. Right, so that you're bringing up a valid point here. So this is how it is right now. Farming is going to remain blocked. It's obviously arguable that the farming thing should just be passive anyway. We can unblock any one of these three things. I think we unlock shooting stars. I can grind out 90 mining. What is the priority to block? Is it Puro or is it magic? I think Puro is probably the priority here, right? Part 2 of the problem is the magic cape, right? So we need to unblock one more thing. What's the guy called that sells you the magic cape? Sanita. That rings a bell. Sanita. So that's what we're going to block as well. Annoying that I have to use 2 blocks. So the question is, what do we unblock? Cooking or crafting? Yanille has a cooking store. Oh. For now, this is open to change, so I'm not going to like fully lock that in right this second. But you can say pretty confidently that I'm going to be unblocking 90 mining and 85 cooking. That is pretty much locked in. It's these, and these are locked in, like the 2 reasons here. It's just the things that we block. That's what we kind of need to look at. And then recalculate tasks, and this should give us a pretty good idea of what we're looking at. Level 90 mining obviously has resurfaced. 50 ranged, it won't take us long at all. Mystic boots, gloves, all of the mystic stuff, that's fine. And that's it. Chunk unlocked. I will say, I've been looking forward to Yanille, just because like having a city with things and a new bank is always nice. It has come with some despair, but that's okay. We can handle a little bit of despair. I'll come back to the Magic Guild. I'll make that like the last place I check. Okay, we're probably going to be spending some time in here, I would imagine. We got a range. We have the obviously the dairy churn, which might be something that we have to utilize. Don't know what my best cooking method's going to be yet. It all depends on what our good friend Franita here is going to offer us. We have flour, chocolate bars. Am I going to be cooking potatoes forever and ever?
Is this going to be my life? All right, there is a task completed. Feels good to at least get one done. And that's everything in the chunk other than the Wizards Guild. Chunk task complete. Completed the hard task in the Ardy area. Fantastic. There we go. Right, the reason I'm stood here and I'm deliberating is because we haven't locked in any blocks yet because I need to figure it all out. Do we buy all of the Mystic gear first, which is going to run me 120, 200, 235,000 coins, and then block the wizard to block 99? Let's do exactly that. We're about to become the actual wizard that Tower of Blue is supposed to be. Mystic robe top, Mystic robe hat, Mystic robe bottom, Mystic gloves, Mystic boots. We look insane, guys. This is the current task list that we have to do. That was to enter the Magic Guild. We've now done that. Mystic boots, gloves, robe bottom, top, and hat achieved. Look at this, man. We're almost 50% of the way through this chunk. We're almost done. What's the fuss about? And visit the shop we did, and enter the Magic Guild we did. Well, despite the outcome, that was genuinely an incredibly fun stream. But now that I've had some time to reflect on what happened, I thought it'd be best to go over the role, tasks, and finalize the decisions around the blocking system here with you now. So what exactly were the tasks? Well, Yanil has some pretty terrifying ones, starting with the obvious, 99 magic. Based on some rough calculations from when we got the nature runes from 68 smithing, 99 magic would take us somewhere in the region of 1200 hours. If it wasn't already obvious, this is a death grind, and I'm gonna mark it with a red skull. Next, we have 50 range to wield a hunter's crossbow. We can knock this one out relatively quickly. Now, the elephant in the room, Puro Puro. Puro Puro is accessible in this chunk through the wheat field. It's a minigame in old school RuneScape that sends you to a wheat maze. In this maze are every type of impling that you could otherwise find naturally roaming the world. These implings have an abundance of items on their drop tables. A lot of these tasks are simply to acquire some of these items as they're best in slot for us right now. Unfortunately, getting the hunter level to catch some of these high tier implings takes hundreds of hours, and I mean hundreds of hours. But that's not even the worst of it. In fact, that's not even a fraction of it. Some of these implings drop high tier skilling supplies, most notably runite ore. Due to the rule set, this means we'd have to process this runite ore into a rune plate body, which requires 99 smithing. With my available smithing methods, we'd be staring at an almost 3,000 hour grind. Not to mention the 87 magic, 87 fletching, 75 firemaking, and 95 cooking that would also be tasks that come up as a result of Puro Puro. I'll simplify this task list into just Puro Puro, and in all, roughly calculated, Puro Puro being accessible to me adds about 5,500 hours to my task list. It should go without saying, but this is absolutely getting marked with a red skull. In fact, make that skull bigger, this is a series killer. So that's the list of tasks. Let's take a look at the blocking system before we roll the new chunk. We have blocked 70 farming. This is a brutal grind. With no reliable and efficient source of seeds, the bulk of my farming XP would come from raking patches. I don't need to show you the maths. This is a red skull task. 90 mining to mine a tier 9 shooting star. Let's be honest, this isn't a fun one. We have nothing but a bronze pickaxe, and our best mining method would be tick manipulation mining iron ore. We're probably looking at somewhere in the region of 250 hours of sweaty gameplay. Unpleasant to say the least, but achievable. I'm gonna mark this one down with a yellowy orange skull. Not great, not terrible. 85 cooking to make a part wild pie. This is likely a similar amount of time as 90 mining, as we don't have a super clean way of getting food to cook without fishing. I think purely due to the variety of methods available, I'm putting this one down as a yellow skull. And lastly, 87 crafting. Oddly enough, this is probably very similar to mining and cooking in terms of the length of the grind. My primary training method here would be glass blowing, which, if you've played an Iron Man before, you probably know involves a disgusting amount of world hopping at the charter ships. Not only that, but my nearest furnace is quite a distance from the bank. Again, certainly achievable, but not something I'm looking forward to. Yellow skull for you. Okay, so now we can visualize what we're working with. We can now see that we have 2 red skulls in the active tasks and 3 not red skulls in the block slots. Hopefully it's obvious, but we should do something about that. We know we need to block 99 Magic and Puro Puro. With the blocking system rules in mind and knowing that we can block objects, items, and NPCs, the call here is to block Wizard Sanina, preventing us from interacting with him from this point onwards and therefore blocking the 99 Magic task. We'll also be blocking the Impling Jar. You have to use Impling Jars in Puro Puro, so by blocking them, we can't participate in the minigame, which blocks all of those Puro Puro related tasks. So we know what we're blocking, but we need to free up 2 slots in the blocking system to fit them in. Farming is, for obvious reasons, out of the question. That leaves us with mining, cooking, and crafting. Cooking seems like the most doable and enjoyable, for lack of a better word, so let's take that out and put Puro Puro in there and breathe a sigh of relief that we don't need to think about that anymore. Mining or crafting? This one really is a toss-up, and I can see merit to either choice here. However, the thing that swayed my decision for me was this. 90 mining is slow. It's tedious, and it's probably one of my least favorite skills. However, that's not really ever gonna change. Short of rolling into Motherlode Mine in dozens of chunk rolls time, or rolling into some access to a better pickaxe, this isn't gonna get much easier than it is currently. Crafting, on the other hand, has a lot of potential to get easier in even just one more chunk roll. For example, if I roll into Ardy Market, the distance between bank and furnace is drastically reduced, making this a significantly less painful experience instantly. And so for that reason, Shooting Stars is getting unblocked, and in its place goes Wizard Sanina. Sorry, buddy. So in summary, 70 farming is blocked via the seed dibber, 87 crafting is blocked via the glass blowing pipe, 99 magic is blocked via Wizard Sanina, and Puro Puro is blocked via the Impling Jar. My task list is now 85 cooking, 90 mining, and lastly 50 ranged, which I think we should make a start on right now. All right, not a huge amount of thought process to go into this one or theory crafting. We just need to get 50 ranged, and realistically, it's just a matter of what do I have in the bank and what can I kill. And I figured Hill Giants made somewhat the most sense. I really didn't put too much thought into this. I just kind of thought maybe I'll get some giant keys and like they drop runes and stuff. I don't know, okay? This, hopefully, it won't take too long. And this should be, I believe, the last kill. There it is, 50 ranged. That actually took a fair amount longer than I thought. I mean, it didn't take a crazy amount of time, but for a task that in my mind was going to take like an hour, that actually took a little bit of time, but it is done. Feels nice. We've kind of only really had 3 tasks to do in this chunk, you know, the range, the cooking, and the mining. So 1 out of 3 complete, right? Surely the other 2 will be equally as fast, right? Surely. All right, we're going to do cooking first, I believe, and then we'll do mining afterwards. Mining is much more simple, I think, but cooking, there are a lot of options when it comes to cooking, actually. Now, I can't fish because if I level up my fishing in any way, I'm going to accidentally and inadvertently unlock the fishing trawler tasks, which, if you're aware, are pretty awful. So I can't actually fish for my food, which is what most people would do, I think. That's not to say that we have limited options, though. We have skewered rabbits, potatoes with cheese, chocolate cake, apple pies, meat pie, spider on a stick, stews, and mud pies. Potatoes with cheese. Now, this is not the fastest method, but it's kind of close. We're probably looking at the 200-hour range, I would guess. It's great XP. I actually can already afford it. It doesn't cost a lot of money here for those potatoes. The end result, potatoes with cheese, is a really good source of food. Like, that's a genuinely huge source of food to have in the bank. And you can't burn them. Unfortunately, it is, again, quite a lot of world hopping. I would have to fill 31,000 buckets of milk. Milking is slow. Churning that milk into butter and cheese is brutally slow. But I think the positives of just having such a good source of food there, it's hard to ignore, and I think that might just be the option that we have to go for. Step 1 then, let's get all the buckets. Thankfully, this guy in the Port Khazar general store sells buckets that are actually in packs. I believe there's 100 in each pack, so getting around 31,000 or so will not take long at all. One could say that's a bucket load of buckets. Didn't take long at all. The packs that they sell come in, like, I think it's 100 each, so didn't take a lot of world tops. Also didn't cost a lot of money, so things you love to see. Well, time to experience milking for the first time on this account. And to be honest, maybe any account. I don't know if I've ever milked a cow in this game. And here we go. The run from the bank isn't horrendous. Can't complain too much, but I mean, you can see just how slow this process is. 31,000 buckets of milk to go. God help me. So I've been milking for a little while here, and I noticed that the milk goes into the bucket on like the very first tick. Like the second you click, the bucket fills with milk. So I'm wondering, can you tick manipulate milking? If you can, I mean, this might just be the coolest thing I've ever done. I'm praying. So the milk goes in. Oh my god, it's actually faster. Have you ever seen someone tick manipulate milking? I am the gamer of the year. Oh, it turns out you can just click. Well, now I feel stupid. I guess if you just click every time you see the bucket fill with milk, it resets the animation and you don't need to use the logs and the knife. Well, this is probably one of the craziest jump cuts ever, but I believe that was the last inventory of milk. Man, chunk accounts, we all know this, chunk accounts are insane. That was dozens and dozens of hours of milking that you just saw fly by in the space of about 20 seconds. So congratulations for touching grass. I did not. Moving on to step 2 of the process then, churning. If you thought milking was slower, welcome to Milking 2.0. This is way slower. We got to turn all this milk into cheese and butter. Cheese is slower than butter, actually. I mean, I was going to say for some reason, I guess it makes some sense. I imagine it would take longer to make cheese. I don't know that you can use a churn to make cheese in real life. Is that how that works? I don't think that's how that works, but hey-ho, it's a video game. It looks like we are going to lose the buckets, because obviously as the inventory's filling with cheese, the bucket just drops to the floor. Not a big deal. I'm not going to cry about it. The nice thing, though, is it's crazy AFK. I think a whole inventory of cheese takes somewhere in the region of 4 or 5 minutes, so guess I'm going to be chilling for a little while. Butter is exactly the same process. It's just ever so slightly less AFK because it is slightly faster than cheese, as I mentioned before. It is nice to be doing these very AFK methods. I will say, though, it makes me feel a fair bit more disconnected from the account, which I don't love. I like when I'm a bit more hands-on. Like the ogre grind was very hands-on. I was prayer flicking. You're kind of actively watching every kill because you might get the drop. With this, it's like I'm playing other accounts or even other video games on the side while I do this. Like I'm really just not engaged with this account while these activities are going on. I don't love that, honestly, but anyway, it'll be done soon enough, I'm sure. Now that we've cheesed and buttered, we need potatoes, of course. That's kind of the staple ingredient of a potato with cheese. So that requires a lot of world hopping with our friend Franita here. Thankfully, or one thing that is actually going to speed this up a fair bit, we do have the tool leprechaun over here by the hops patch. You can note these potatoes at the tool leprechaun, so I actually don't have to run to the bank at all. I need about 16,000, I think, if I did math correctly, which, you know, I'm great at doing. So realistically, not an enormous amount of world hops. I've done worse. And one of the last processes here is, of course, to bake the potatoes. You only get 15 XP per potato, so it's really not a lot. I actually did look at the option of just getting to 85 cooking through just baking potatoes. Of course, the food source of a cooked potato is terrible, and 15 XP each is also terrible, and that's an insane, disgusting amount of world hops, so I'm definitely not doing that. But I just got to cook up these 15,000 potatoes. Isn't going to take too long. We then grab the potatoes, we put the butter on the potatoes, and we turn them into potatoes with butter, which when I say it out loud, and even just looking at that picture, man, it's kind of making me hungry, man. And finally, put the cheese on said buttered potatoes. As I say, multi-step process, but man, that is good food. And should be the last 4 of the inventory here. I say should be the last 4 of the inventory. my tracker at the top there is telling me I'm quite a bit further away than that. So somewhere along the line, I have messed up the maths, which is, at this point, not a surprise. But listen, can you blame me? It was like 15 XP for the baking a potato. It was like some amount of XP for making butter, some amount of XP for making cheese, some amount of XP for combining it. And there was a lot of math going on. I messed up somewhere. No problem. I will... I don't know. Do I have anything in the bank I can cook? I don't really think. I have some beef, maybe. It's definitely not going to be enough. I may as well cook it. I might just have to go buy some more potatoes. All right, cooking the beef was definitely not enough, so I'm going to have to accept my fate here. Okay, I did go and buy some more potatoes this time. I was very careful with my maths, and this should be... Oh, 85 cooking. That is, oh man, that's one of the wildest ones for me. I mean, from level 1 to 58 took so long. Killing all of those dungeon rats was unbelievable. And then from 58 to 85, what you didn't see in here, I actually took a fairly substantial break. I think I alluded to it earlier when I was doing the churning, but the AFK nature of it made me feel so disconnected from the account. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost interest. I returned from my break and then powered all the way through to 85. So this 85, man, it's been a roller coaster, let me tell you. All right, big bear, let's kill it and get the bear meat. I already acquired the pie shell. What's it called? Pie shell, I believe it's called. I think all I have to do is put this into the pie shell and that's the task complete. Feels kind of crazy. Very nice to have the task done, but it is kind of wild that I just spent months and months of my life making an incomplete pie. Like, the definition of a waste of time right there. Well, the last task of this pretty gnarly chunk. Mining. We have to get level 90 mining to mine a tier 9 shooting star. Now, similarly to cooking, we do have multiple options. Most of them are easy to discount straight away. So clay, pretty low XP, waste of time. Tin, copper, also same thing. Mithril, way too slow. Coal, also way too slow. Iron is kind of the only option here. Now, I can mine iron in a few different ways. So there's options even just within that itself. I can power mine, which would involve just dropping the iron. I can mine it kind of normally and run it to the bank. Or I can use tick manipulation because I only have a bronze pickaxe, which is very slow. I can tick manipulate to speed up this process. I might do a bit of a mix of all three. There is, of course, one other wild card, which is shooting stars themselves. I'm going to trial some shooting stars here. I have, I think, 3 different spawns. I have the Monastery, I have Port Khazard, and I have Yanil. As I level up, I will be able to mine higher tier shooting stars. With a bronze pickaxe, though, this is outrageously slow. You can see the XP tracker says 13,000. That's because I just started. I think I actually just ran over here from iron, so that number's a little bit inflated. It tends to settle somewhere around the 8,000 XP per hour mark, which is disgustingly slow. Probably looking at somewhere in the region of 400 hours to get to level 90. The one obviously major benefit is that I really don't have to play the game. I can just click away. I can do this while I'm at work. Don't tell my boss. But it's very easy, right? So as much as I'm telling myself I won't do shooting stars for very long, I think the reality is I probably will. The thing that hurts about this is iron ore was so appealing to me. To get to level 90, I would have to mine about 130,000 iron ore, which is disgusting, of course. But having 130,000 iron ore in the bank would actually be so incredible for when I almost inevitably roll into some chunk that requires me to get 99 smithing. Smithing is not an easy grind on any Iron Man, let alone a chunk account, and having that amount of iron in the bank would be huge. But I think the laziness is setting in a little here, and the prospect of just not really playing the game, oh god, it just sounds so good. Future me is going to regret this decision, but present me is loving it, so future me will just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. I might do some iron now and again if I feel like being a bit more interactive, but When life presents you with such an easy method like this, sometimes you just gotta take it, you know what I mean? Okay, Blue, what are you doing? Why are you dressed like this? Where are you? This is not mining. Well, you'd be right. The reason for the outfit, I mean, just pure nostalgia, really. No other reason. It takes me back. You may notice I have a medium clue in my inventory. For those of you with exceptionally good memories, I got this clue. You know what? Maybe I don't have an exceptionally good memory because I don't remember where I got this clue. But it is a completable step in my chunk. There are actually multiple completable steps in my chunks. I think there's around 10. On the medium clue drop table is an adamant pickaxe. Now, if I was to get an adamant pickaxe, this would speed up this grind tremendously. Now, how am I going to get more medium clues? Well, you can see here that I'm getting some sandwiches from our good old friend Gummy. I don't really want to use the potatoes on this. I don't know. I spend a lot of time on those. I don't want to waste them. But if we go over to the battlefield, there are gnomes. There is one gnome in particular that we can pickpocket. The gnome's pickpocket table is interesting, to say the least, but the thing we're really here for are, of course, medium clues. They can give you a medium clue at a 1 in 150 rate. You've probably seen multiple chunkers try and complete a clue, so I'm not going to bore you too much with the details, but just in case you are brand new to this, every time you complete a medium clue, you have a chance of getting a reward casket. The reward casket is what can potentially hold that adamant pickaxe for me. The minimum amount of clue steps to complete to receive a casket is 3, and you guaranteed get a casket at 5. So, we are looking for 5 medium clues. We already have 1. Long story short on the maths, if you consider the drop rate of the clue scrolls from the gnomes, the amount of completable steps that I have in my chunks, and the fact that I need 4 extra, because I already have the 1 out of 5, this should, with average luck, take in the region of 50 hours to get a reward casket. 50 hours is a long time for a little side quest, but the return on investment would be enormous if I was to get the adamant pickaxe. Unfortunately, the adamant pickaxe is, I think it's a 1 in 9. The odds of me actually getting it and the odds of this 50-hour side quest being for absolutely nothing is quite high. But to be honest, I quite fancied a break from the mining anyway, so it's something to do if nothing else. But I would also just love a collection log slot. I mean, we could do a full tier list. I'm not going to bother you with it. But obviously, the adamant pickaxe would be like, that's the thing we want the most. Outside of that, ranger boots, wizard boots, manacles, that would be really cool. Any other collection log slot would be awesome. Just to say that we have a medium clue collection log slot on this account, it would be so cool. Any kind of unique. Be so nice. The odds of getting any of those things that I just mentioned are not that bad, so I think this is a worthwhile little side quest. Let's see how it goes. If nothing else, we're going to get some thieving XP, and we are going to make some money as well, so let's just see how it goes. The fail rate on these things is not okay. Thankfully, they only damage you for 1 each time, so that is like super nice, but yeah, ooh. Medium clue, number 1. It's not doable. Okay, fair enough. To be expected. That's fine. Where is it? Yes, very much not doable. Okay, no worries. We will start a little drop pile over here because most of the clues we receive will not be doable. Oh, another one. Let's have a look. Come on. If we can just get 2 right away, then the grind is like on, right? No, can't do that one either. Yeah, with just 1 clue on the ground, I could stop this at any time and just put it back in the bank. But the second we get the second one, we are committed. Oh, another one. This time? Oh, I read Ardoin. That's the first word I read. Oh, that is painfully close. That sucks. That one stings a little bit. This is actually not the worst thing in the world. I am getting a lot of money, but they also drop these frogs, which you can take the legs off and eat, and they only deal 1 damage on a fail, so kind of self-sustaining. Oh, another one. Mort Maya Swamp. No good. No good. Karamja, not there yet. We do have Brimhaven chunk, but not the banana plantation. Into the ever-growing drop pile. Ooh, we get another roll of the dice. Let's have a look. Draws. Oh. Wait. Where's the mansion, though? Can I do that? Yes, I can. I can get to the pub. That is in my chunk, but kill a guard dog. That's not in my chunk. But I'm almost certain that with some ranged and telekinetic grab, I can get that, right? I'm somewhat confident. I'm like 90% sure that's a doable clue step. I'm adding it to the pile, and I'm gonna say we are now committed. I can no longer bank these. We are now committed to the clue juggling. I was just going through my footage folder, and I don't know that I hit record on my third clue. We do now have 3, though, so somewhat anticlimactic, but in theory, we could now get a reward casket, but that would be an exceptional waste of time if I didn't get it. So we are going to go all the way up to 5 completable clue steps, but 3 completable clues, 2 more to go. Another one. Tower of Life. Yes, okay. Oh, God, okay. My brain short-circuited for a second there. I don't know. I've been doing this for a lot longer than I ever anticipated. I was starting to lose hope, I'll be honest. That is 4 completable clue steps. 1 more to go. It could happen at any moment, and then we guaranteed can do a clue scroll. Oh. Nightmare Zone. Yeah. Oh my God. It's over. It's actually over. You can see at some point I added a widget to the bottom of my screen to tell you the time played. I wish I had this widget on from episode 1, honestly, because it kind of gives you an idea of how long between jumps, every time there's a cut, you can physically see how long it's been between that cut. This took somewhere in the region of 70 hours. 70 hours. I gained a lot of money, a lot of thieving XP. It is done. We can actually go... Oh, God. Sorry, my brain got distracted halfway through my sentence because I just had that wave of realization that it's now time to do the scroll, and I might not get anything useful. This might have been a waste of 70 hours. Oh, my God. Okay, it's fine. Let's remain positive. Listen, we have 5 completable steps on the ground. There's only one thing to do. All right, let's go and do the guard dog one first. This is the one that I was, like, the least sure about doing. The other ones I can 100% do. This is the only one that I was, like, a little unsure. So if I do this one first and I can't do it, then we've lost nothing. I still need to go and get 1 more clue because this one will be useless. If I was to do this one 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, then I would have burnt the first clues that I did. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, the guard dogs are in the mansion, which are not in my chunk, but I think if I go down here, I can reach them. Oh, God, it's a lot sketchier over here than I thought it was. Let's just try... Oh, okay. Okay, I can hit it. Oh, it's going to run away, though. At least it's not dragging me around into the chunk. Yeah, that's going to pull me that way. Oh, wait, no, it's coming back. I can probably just do this. It's going to wander out of range and then wander back in, I believe. Okay, maybe if I just go around this way, I'll have better access to it. Okay, I've got a better angle now. Maybe I can get him from here. Okay, I can now kill it. Can I telegrab over this fence, though? I'm not sure. Okay, guard dog dead. That's the key. Can I telegrab it? Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, I was worried that I was going to have to go and get another clue scroll. I am very glad that I don't. Let's go and complete this step. All right, upstairs in the pub, it should be these drawers here, and you found another clue. Now, can I do this one? I cannot. Okay, as to be expected, I cannot complete step number 2. There is, of course, always the chance of receiving another step that I can complete. That doesn't really help me in any way, though, so I don't know. It's worth checking, but Okay, next one. Tower of Life. My personal clue step of choice. Let's dig in the location, and you found another clue. Can I do this one? No, I cannot. Mort Myers Swamp. Fair enough. Next one, then. This was, I think, the very first one that I ever got. It's here in the monastery. I just have to search the crate. This could be a casket. Oh, it is a casket. That's insane. Okay. Wow. Medium clue completed. I mean, that feels good. You know what? I've changed my mind. No matter what I get out of this, that just feels good. If a part of me doesn't even want to open it, I kind of just want to put it in the bank as like a cool placeholder of a time where we wasted 70 hours. But it's done. It feels really good. I may as well go and complete the other 2 steps, I guess. As I mentioned earlier, you can, obviously, once I complete one of these steps, it may then give me another clue with a step that I can complete. So in theory, I could complete 2 clues. I mean, the odds are like outlandishly low, but it would seem wasteful to just leave these 2 on the floor. I may as well try. I've been given another clue. Let's have a look. Oh my god. It's a doable step. There's literally no way. There's literally no way. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Wait. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. All right. What does that mean? Well, it means that we've completed 1 step by talking to Dominic Onion. He has given us another step that we can complete at the Tower of Life. So that will be 2 completed steps. We then have the 3rd one, which is still dropped over by the gnomes. So I can guarantee do 3 steps on this clue. If we get lucky, as we just did with the very first casket we just got, and it's another 3-step casket, I will have 2 reward caskets. That's outrageous. Okay, dig. Can we get lucky again? Maybe? 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 Arceus Library. No, we cannot. Okay. It all comes down to the last clue scroll then. We've completed 2 steps on this medium clue. We have 1 left to go. Come on, please. Back to Dominic Onion. Dominic, you hooked me up the first time. Please, just do it again, my guy. Please, please. Oh, no. Another clue. It's not over. This could be a completable step. The dream's still alive. Forget the nightmare zone. This is the dream zone. Please, please. No. Oh, it's dead. I just read Bush Patch and I got excited. No. Oh, the dream's over. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. The goal here was to get 1 reward casket. We got 1 reward casket. Can't be upset. We got the expected outcome. It's fine. All right, well, 70 hours went into getting this reward casket, which is going to contain an adamant pickaxe, ranger boots, wizard boots, and spiked manacles. I don't even know if that's mathematically possible, but that is what it's going to contain. Just kidding. Obviously, we want the adamant pickaxe. It's kind of the only reason we came to do this. If we don't get the adamant pickaxe, I will take a close second of any collection log slot. One thing's for sure, I'm not doing a second casket. So whatever's in here... Oh, God. Please. Please. Adamant pickaxe. Any collection log. Nah. That is about as dead of a clue reward as I could have ever asked for. The yew longbow, which I can literally just make. The runes, which I can literally just get. The lobsters, which are completely useless to me. I have 15,000 better food in the bank. The only minor upgrade there is the adamant full helm, which is like the most marginal upgrade to the account you will ever see, and within like 1 chunk roll will likely become useless. That was history's biggest waste of 70 hours. Oh, I'm so sad. How do you spend 70 hours doing something and come out of it looking more newbie than you did before you started? Oh my god. All right, well, no point in dwelling on it. Back to the mines. And back to the mines we are. You may notice, any eagle-eyed viewers, that the time played number at the bottom right there, I had to think about what left and right was for a second, has jumped rather significantly. About 400 hours has passed since the last clip. I have been AFKing here at the Shooting Stars for that entire time. I'm currently up to level 86 mining. I still have a disgusting amount of way to go until we get to level 90. This is taking so much longer than I ever thought. But I think while I mindlessly listen to the tinnitus-inducing sound of shooting star mining, it's time to talk about something, man. And this is going to be a strange segment to make. Not because I'm quitting YouTube, I promise this isn't one of those videos. But this might be the hardest segment that I ever record. Honestly, the hardest segment I ever recorded was the very first one, in the very first video. I still remember uploading it and thinking it wasn't very good. The audio was rough, the editing was rough, and I convinced myself that it was incredibly cringe. Then one day on my lunch break at work, I checked my phone and it was full of notifications. Somehow people were actually watching it. That was the start of everything. Over the last year or two, I've felt a lot of things. Excitement, gratitude, imposter syndrome, but one feeling showed up very early and never really left. Pressure. Pressure to make another video. Pressure to keep the momentum going. Pressure to not let people down. And for a long time, I loved it. Making videos was my childhood dream. I genuinely mean that. I threw myself into it completely. Like every spare hour was spent playing, editing, planning, streaming, or just thinking about content. The problem is that somewhere along the way, I stopped making videos because I wanted to and stopped making them because I felt like I had to. Those are two very different things. Over the last year, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out why I felt that way, and I think I've finally gotten the answer. The issue isn't old school RuneScape, the issue isn't YouTube, and the issue isn't the community. And it definitely isn't this account. The truth is that long-running series content, I just don't think it really fits who I am as a creator. And that hurts to say. Every upload followed the same cycle. Hundreds of hours of work, followed by relief when the video finally went live, and then almost immediately, pressure to start the next one. The finish line was never really a finish line. And eventually that became exhausting. So I think it's time to be honest with both you, but also myself. Even now, recording this, my mind is trying to backpedal and come up with loopholes and little stipulations and what ifs and but maybe and possibly in the future. But I have to say it, Tower of Blue is ending. Even saying that sucks. I love this account. I love what it's given to me. It's the reason we're all here right now, but at some point, I have to admit that continuing the series isn't sustainable for me. I could tell you it's just a break. I could tell you maybe I'll come back to it one day. I really want to say those things, but I just don't think that would be fair on you or me. The series deserves a proper ending, and as lackluster as this is it. Now for the good news, no, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm still figuring out exactly what this channel looks like from here, but I want to keep making videos. I know I want to keep making RuneScape content, and I know I want to make things I'm excited to create. That probably means more standalone videos rather than an ongoing series. Videos that can exist on their own and don't require a follow-up and don't come with that pressure of, okay, I gotta make episode 2 now. Videos I'm passionate about. Videos that don't come with the feeling that I've already signed myself up for the next 100 hours before I've even uploaded the current one. That idea genuinely excites me. I know a lot of you subscribed, if not all of you subscribed, because of chunk content. Maybe that's all you came here for. If that's the case, I completely understand. But if you're willing to give whatever comes next a chance, I mean, that would mean the world to me. I just want to end by saying thank you so much for every view, every comment, every stream, every bit of support along the way. This series gave me memories that I will genuinely never forget. And honestly, I think the next chapter is going to be pretty exciting too. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.